Welcome to the Holy Roller, where it's all about playing craps, earning free cruises, and a whole lot more. Thanks for watching. Now let's get rolling. Somebody goes like this, and you might see people shake them. You might see people go like this. Now, the thing about shaking the dice, they think they're mixing them up, but what they're really doing is whenever dice are new, they have really sharp edges, and they're really like sticky, you know, which I don't mind that. I'd rather have sharp edges, but people, when they do this, they're actually dulling out the dice where they have more rounded edges. And every shift, they put out new dice. So I actually don't like to see people shake it like that, because I know they're making the dice like less sharp. I'd rather have sharp dice that are perfectly rounded, and you know, they check them before they put them on the table to make sure they're perfectly perfect cube. And this can crack them, break them, shave them down on sides. So I don't like to when people do that. But basically, I think the concept of what they're doing is they're going like this, and they're seeing what maybe there's a pair, and they're like, okay, I'm gonna take the pair. Here's another pair, by the way. Or maybe they're looking for a certain number, like my favorite number is 6. Oh, it's not there. I'm gonna do it again. Oh, there's 3 of them. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Now the thing about it, and look, there was a 6. Oh my gosh. Okay, the thing is, whenever you're on a Royal Caribbean ship, whenever you're choosing dice, you can only do this once. If you go like this and you do it again, they're gonna say, hey, please, only once. Look at this, there's 5s. Okay, we're gonna take the 5s. I think that's what people are looking for when they do it, but anyway. So I'm gonna shoot from 1 over, but actually I'm here to practice. So I'm still gonna shoot, even though symbolically it's somebody else, so I don't need a pass line, okay? So I'm gonna do my same set, and whenever you wanna do a set, you could do a set for many different reasons, but I always find it easiest to just start with the 6s on top. If you see the serial number, make sure the serial numbers are the same. A lot of times people put the 6s on top, but they put them on the top like this, and it's actually the dice are wrong, you know? And so a lot of times people want the 6s like this, and they actually have 7s on both sides, like 7s on both sides. So make sure that you're doing it the same way, so it should have like a hard way set. This would be technically called a hard way set because it has hard ways all the way around. You could turn them and still have hard ways all around, just not the, different hard ways or whatever. So anyway, let's do this one. No, I'm gonna do my same set. Okay. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1. I wanna see a 3, 4, 11, or 10. 10 or 11. 3, 4, 10 or 11. Let's see what happens. And it's a 11, so we got it. So with that being said, something happened correctly, right? So everybody that had a pass line, they win. Really, nobody should really have a pass line except for the person shooting the dice. And if you're ever not shooting the dice, you don't need a pass line. And I would actually recommend not to bet the pass line if you're not rolling the dice. So you might say, Brian, wait a minute, if I had $10 here and they rolled an 11, I would have just won $10. Yeah, but if you're only betting the pass line because of a 7 and 11 on the come out, then you should really spend $5 on the 7 and $5 on the 11, and that's the same $10 that you would have spent. And if a 7 rolled, you would have won 20, minus the 5 over here. And if the 11 would have rolled right there just like that with $5 on the 11, you would have won $75 minus the 5 here. So $70 or $20 or $15 instead of $10. So if you really want the 7-11, just bet the 7-11 on the come out. That's all I gotta say. All right, here we go. Let's do the same dice set as we did. See if we can get another yo. All right, here we go. And it is a 6. The 4-2-6, which is the same 6 that we've been getting when we had a 6. I think once we got a 5-1, but most of the time, we got a 5-1 on the win, by the way, but every time we set a 6, it's been the 4-2-6. So that's pretty consistent on our come out roll. Okay, so now we're not rolling the dice, so we don't have a bet here. We put in our 36, right? And we say 6 and 8. So now think about this. A lot of people are on the pass line, and that's their bet on the 6. Really, it should be only the shooter that has that, because you're always going to get paid more money when you bet out here. Sorry, I think I missed I'm missing one. So you always get paid more money, but there's also another. Oh, I see. I've had it right there. So you might say, "No, this is the best bat in the house with no odds," because there are no house edge, right? The odds. So if somebody does, now remember I have 18 there, and they would do 10 and 10 maybe. It doesn't matter if you do 20 here. The ratio, $2 less and you get paid, $1 less. So here, so anyway, you get 21 there and 22 here, but you have to pay $2 extra to get an extra $1. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but anyway, it always makes sense to play the numbers rather than pass line with odds. The main reason, there's two main reasons. Number one is you always get paid more money out there, and that sometimes that's not enough for people. But here's the other one. They don't give you comp value for odds. So $18 is counted in the system as an $18 bet. Here, no matter what you put $10 here, you put 25 behind, 30 behind, whatever you put, $50 behind here, they only count it as a $10 bet. They never count this money. So you're not getting any comp value that way. So you're winning less money and getting no comp value. So anyway, hopefully that helps somebody. And I'm sure there's people that are creatures of habit that will never stop playing the pass line with odds or come bet with odds. Because you always want that, that chance on the pass or on the come that you can have a 7 or 11 on the come out. That's what you want. You always want that. But like I said, if you really want it, bet the 7-11 every time there's a come out. All right, here we go. This is the the 4-2, 4-6. We're looking for a 6 or an 8. See if we can get it. It's a 9. It's the 6-3-9, which is the same 9 that we've been throwing the whole time. We haven't got a 5-4-9, right? We've gotten the 6-3-9 every time we've thrown a 9, just so you know. So these are the kind of patterns and things that I look for. So I'm setting up again to see if my rolls are consistent. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for consistency. So there's the 5-2-7. I think I rushed it a little bit, obviously. Obviously, I was talking too. So there's the 5-4-7, and I didn't get out of this hand, by the way, because I lost all $36. So, but if you're keeping track, even though I lost that one, I won on the last two. And I think I lost the first one. I got out, but I didn't get anything else on the first one. So that's something to think about. So now the puck goes off. And I'm really just here. I'm training and teaching you at the same time. I'm really practicing my throws because, like I said, I mean, that roll right there, I don't feel like was good. So I'm gonna not do any betting. I'm just gonna count the rolls this time. So I'm imagining that I'm doing the betting. So you might say, okay, but wait, Brian, you said you only brought $500. You got a bunch of points. How'd you do it? So basically, we went to 10, right? 10 or 12 and 12. $10 level is what I mean. When we got a hit, it was 18 and 18. Then we went to 12 and 12, right? So then we went to 12 and 12. Then I would usually do same bet, which would be $14, right? Then I would press the 6 and 8 1 unit, okay? So then it would go back to 18 18, pay 21. I would get a $10 5 at that point and bring $11 back to my rack. Then if it hit again, I would get a $15 5 and put $10 in the field and then bring $6 back to my rack. Then I would win $10 or $11 on every roll. 10 rolls, $100. Simple as that. And it happened, it happened many times. And then of course, I was doing where I would press them 1 unit after I collected, so I was winning more. In 10 rolls, I would win about $200. Okay, so let's do a come out. We're gonna do a come out. So I'm gonna do the same sequence. I'm gonna use the on and off puck. I'm just not gonna bet. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what happens. And it's a 7 on the come out. It was almost an 8, by the way, because the dice leave. All right, so that's actually a come out winner. I don't mind that, but I don't want to see that because that was what was it? A 5? No, it was a 4-3. It was a 4-3. So that's like nowhere near this set, So that's where I have to get consistent. So I've been trying to, at least on this line, on this table, I've been trying to set and throw between the pass and the line. So I'm kind of trying to set and throw from here. Now that's mainly because there was no one here most of the time, because if two people are here, they kind of take up 3 spots. But also, whenever you throw this middle line right here, they don't want your hand to go past the middle line. So if I threw from right here and went like this, my hand would be over the line and they would tell me that I can't. So the reason why is I step back once and then I'm right here. So that's kind of why I throw from right here. At least on this table, that's where it is. But it is kind of like, if you ever want to know where to throw from, you go like this and see how far you are. And if you're over the line, just step back a little bit and go like this. Now, some people like to throw from farther away or the end or whatever. I like to make the shortest distance from here to the wall. So if this was a longer table, it would be longer throw, but I do want to be able to throw at the shortest distance. All right, here we go, shortest distance. There we go. Whoa, that one came back a lot. That was a 7, so another front line winner. So that one hit the wall first, very inconsistent. So this is what I've been having problems with during the last cruise. I just haven't been able to be consistent. So there's a Yo 11. Okay, we're back on track. And I think a lot of people don't know this, but there is etiquette, and it is etiquette like golf. So for example, and you say, like golf? What do you mean? Well, I recently heard a guy, Patrick, he used this term, and he was kind of joking, but I actually explained the game to someone one time, and they go, I work on a golf course. I understand what you mean. I was talking about how golf is an expensive hobby, and so is craps. But the thing about golf is whenever somebody's lining up for a putt, there is nobody going, come on, hit that putt, get that ball in the hole, go to your home, ball. You know, nobody's really shouting and doing that. But what's funny is they do it at the craps table, and they shouldn't. When the dice are out and the person has the dice, just be quiet like it's golf. You know, let them do their putt. Or their toss, right? Yo 11 again. Okay, so there's 2 11s in a row, by the way. Very consistent, very concentrated for me. That's what I was trying to do. I did pause for a second. Took a moment to pause and breathe, right? And 7. Huh. So, this is 4, by the way. I don't know if you've been keeping track. That's 4 come out winners. They call it natural. So everybody would probably be happy right now, but I'm not. Because I'm never satisfied. I'm just playing. All right, here we go. And that is a 6, hard 6. Okay, so we're back out on the 6. It is a different 6 than what we got last time, but it is a 6. So the point is 6. All right, here we go. Now we're going to go 6-8 set. We've been having some consistency with the other set. Let's see if we can have some consistency with this set, okay? So nothing but winning. That's what we're hoping for. 4. One, 4. Point is 6, 4. So even though there's been 4, 5, 6 rolls, we've had 6 rolls, okay? Six hard 6 winner on the winner, okay? Winner, and that was the 7th roll. 7th roll winner. And now we're going back to our 1, 2, 3, 1 set. Here's 8, roll number 8. And that is a 5, by the way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just counting rolls based on this. I'm gonna just put those there and count the rolls. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I do a YouTube channel, so I explain the game a lot of times, but I also practice because I'm gonna be playing during the cruise. So point is 5. And so when the point is off, you roll a 5, you have to roll a 5 before a 7 in order to win. That's the name of the game. If you bet the numbers, you get paid, pretty much. So, and I brought some dice to practice with. So that was roll number 8, all right? And that is a 9. The 6-3-9. So anybody that bet on the 9 gets paid on the 9. But my point is 5. So
Your point stays until
it stays until I roll a 5 or a 7. If I roll a 5, then I play again. If I roll a 7 when the puck is on, then I have to pass the dice somebody else rolls. So right now I'm trying to just roll a 5, concentrate on a 5. But if I have money anywhere else,
you get 11, you lose too?
no. If you bet the 11, you get paid on the 11. But 11 is only a 1-roll bet. It has to be the next roll. So speaking of 11, if that happens right now, that'd be so freaky. And it is a 7 out. Okay, so 7 out. Yeah, so now the puck goes off. Anybody that had money loses all their money. And
Well, if they had 7, they would win, right?
yeah, you'd have to bet the don't pass because you would lose if they roll a 5, but you would win if they roll a 7. So
Even money?
yeah, like even money on here, but you could do what's called odds, and it's like on a 5. If you put $30 here, you would win 20. So you have to bet, because 7's the most common number. You have to bet more to win less. When you're on the pass line, you're betting on the 5 to roll, and if you do this, you win for every 10, you win 15. So back here, and then but this one's always even money.
I think the roulette is a lot easier.
Yeah, roulette's a lot easier, but the thing about this game that makes this one very interesting when it comes to playing anything in the whole casino, you have to bet every roll or every spin or every hand or every button press. You have to bet every time. So if I was here,
So your 5 could stay on there for a long time until the 7 comes in.
yes. So here, I'll do it for you right now. I'm gonna try. So now what's called a come out roll. The puck is off. I have to bet on the pass line. This wins on 7-11, loses on 2-3-12 right now when the puck is off. It's a 2-part bet. So this is the first part of the bet. Let's see what happens, what rolls. And it's a 5, just like it was just a second ago. Yeah, that's what I needed before. Okay, so now the puck goes on 5. Now this is a bet on the 5. So if I roll a 5, I win this bet. If I roll a 7, I lose this bet. But if I wanted to bet like the 9, I'd put my money here. I'd say, give me a 9. They would put it right here based on where I'm standing. So being that I'm in this spot, see these squares? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, so that's where my money would be. My money. Other people's money would be all around there. So if I roll a 5 or a 9, I win money. Let's see if I could do it. I should get a 6 and 8. 6 and 8 are the higher probabilities than a 5 and 9, but see if we can get it. See, oh, I got the 5. That's great. All right, so this is called winner, pass line winner. So they would pay me double. Then the puck would go off. That money would stay there. But it's off because the puck is off. That's off. So if I roll a 9, I wouldn't get paid because it's off. This bet's always working pretty much. So now I need to roll to establish another point. They call it establish a point. So now I'm going to try to establish. So I have to roll a 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. That becomes the point. If I roll a 7, 11, I win. 2, 3, 12 right now. 2, 3, 12 are what's called craps. Those are craps numbers. So if I roll a 2, 3, or 12 right now, when the puck is off, I crap out. If I crap out, I have to put $10 more to continue to roll. If you 7 out, like I did just a minute ago, the dice are passed. I don't roll again. Yeah. So if you crap out, you still roll. If you 7 out, you don't roll. And it goes around. Unless you're the only one at the table. Then you roll again. Coming out. And it's a 7, so that's a winner. 7-11 win, right? So I would get paid $10 right there. Bam. Got paid 10. That's great. Playing for free on this one. And then because I won that last one, I'm actually playing for free on that one too. Now this is the thing. See, this is $20. I'm getting ready for $20. Every time I roll the dice, they have a coin thing right here. And they're counting every roll. $20 every bet, right? $20 for every bet. Well, at blackjack or roulette, to get $20 average, I would have to bet $20 every roll to get that average, you know? So that's why I like craps, because you can put your money out and it just stays there for a long time. And you get counted for a 20. So on that roll, I got counted for and that's another winner right there. Now remember, this bet is off, so it doesn't lose 1 of 7 because it's off, it doesn't count. But I get another $10 here. And I'm still rated for another $20 bet. So I was on the last cruise, it was 14 nights coming over here. And I brought $500. I got 10,000 points for the casino. The junior suite offer with $1,000 worth of free play. All because my money stays every time. So still coming out. That was a frontline winner, or a natural they call it. And now let's see what I hit, and it's a 7 again, winner again. So the thing is, I'm winning $10 every time, you know, but I'm getting rated for a $20 bet. So I'm getting rated for a $20 bet every single roll. And like I said, at blackjack or any other, I'd have to bet $20 because I only get one result at every, press the button once, have to bet again. Blackjack, anything, at roulette, spin the wheel, I have to bet again to get my yeah, this one, I'm getting rated for a $20 bet. Here we go. And that one is a 4. Okay, so the point becomes 4. Now I have to roll a 4 again in order to pass or win. But now that this is on, my 9 is on. So that right there, $10 pays 14 over there because it's based on the odds. So now if I roll this becomes a bet on the 4 now, but I can't move it. I can't take it. It's locked. So now it's time to roll a 4 or a 9, by the way. Let's see if I can roll one. 7 out. Okay, so what happened? Boom. We lose 20 bucks. But how many times did I have the 20 bucks there, right? Yeah, I had the 20 bucks there for at least like maybe 5, 6 rolls, right? On roulette or any other game, I'd have to bet 20 after every result. So that's why I like craps better than.
No, I come to halfway through, so. I know.
Well, this turned into a training session. There was a lot of people that started gathering around, over 20 by the time we were finished. I'll air that next, maybe. But I want to invite you to go over to holyroller.com, sign up for the Holy Roller Cruising Club. It's free to sign up, and you can represent well if you get some merch, and we can represent the Holy Roller Cruising Club on cruises. Or anywhere really. So thanks for doing that in advance. And again, thanks for watching. And I hope to see you cruising and rolling on a craps table soon. See ya.